Hello, TikTok viewers out there everywhere. Hopefully, everyone is doing okay. This is my maiden voyage on TikTok from a podcast perspective. So, to those of you who are just joining, welcome. Welcome to the show. Uh, I am T Wil from 4myatlsports1 on YouTube. Come check us out if you will. We do Falcons, Braves, Hawks, Atlanta United. Also do movies, also do TV. So a litany of topics to discuss. Today, however, we are talking Falcons and a little bit of Braves. So yeah, to those of you who are new to the show, welcome. And hey, man, glad to see you guys. Glad to have you. So let's get into it without any further ado. The Atlanta Falcons made 5 draft picks this weekend. And for the most part, they were all good. Falcons did well this weekend. Falcons did well. Um, Falcons drafted Jalon Walker, edge rusher. They drafted James Pierce, edge rusher. They drafted Xavier Watts, safety. They drafted defensive back Billy Bowman Jr. And they drafted offensive tackle Jack Nelson. Now, three of the, I would say at least two are going to start, and at least two will have, I would say, a lot of contributions this year. So let's get into it. Um, Jalen Walker obviously is a product of the Georgia Bulldogs. Pass rusher, he's versatile. He can play middle linebacker. He can play edge rusher. They're probably going to start him out at edge rusher. And look, at the Falcons were last in the league last year as far as pass rush. Well, I'm sorry, they were the penultimate worst pass rusher, so they were second to last. Um, so I mean, it was sorely needed. So the Falcons draft Jalon Walker, and if you were watching the draft and you keep seeing Jalon Walker falling, um, it was incredible. We did a show on another podcast that I actually host. I'm sorry, or co-host rather, called One Time for the Fan. Probably a 6-hour podcast, obviously on draft night. But anyway, we're sitting there watching Jalen Walker just fall down. And when he gets to 12, we're like, okay, if he's there at 15, obviously the Falcons are going to take him. And the Falcons took him at 15. And you know what? Hey, I was ecstatic. Everyone was ecstatic. Everyone that I knew was elated because this was sorely needed. And, we're on there for another hour, maybe hour and a half. And we get the news that the Falcons have traded back into the first round, right? So the Falcons make a deal, get back into the first round, and they go and get James Pierce Jr. Okay, now they spent a first round pick, which to some people, they didn't like it. I look at it this way: it's go time for Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot. They are both on the hot seat. If the Falcons do not make the playoffs this year, they're probably both gone. So, in my opinion, they're thinking, you know, as the Rams say, F those picks. What do we need those picks for? We're in the here and now. We gotta make something of this now. We got Michael Penix, right? We got Drake London. We got Darnell Mooney. We got Bijan Robinson. We got Kyle Pitts. We have offensive weapons. Weapons galore on offense. We should be able to score 28, 30 points a game. So you need a defense that can at least be a top 20, hopefully top 15 defense. And with the additions that we made, plus the signings that we have in the offseason, I think that is possible. I really do. I think it's very possible. So, Falcons obviously go out, they get James Pierce, they go out and get Jalen Walker. We're all ecstatic. Most people were ecstatic. There were some people who felt like a second round pick this year and a first round pick this year wasn't worth it. What I would say is Let's just wait and see, right? If the Falcons make the playoffs and win a game, they're going to be picking 25, 26, 27. That's almost a second round pick anyway. So really, what did you give up? Right? That's what the Falcons are thinking. They're thinking if we make the playoffs, especially if we get on the run and we're number pick 28, 29, or 30, is that really going to matter that you lose a pick number 30? That's basically there are only 32 picks in the first round. You're almost at the second round, right? So what do you care? That's what they're thinking because again, they're trying to advance. They're trying to move forward into the playoffs. That's what they're trying to do. So, um, I don't have an issue with it. I do not have an issue with it. So day three, they go and they pick Xavier Watts. They trade up again, and they pick from 101 to pick 96, and they pick safety Xavier Watts. And Xavier Watts had 13 picks in 2 years, which is in 1 year, six in another. But I mean, that's not a small feat. So he appears to have ball skills, and he appears to be able to get to the ball and pick it off. So I mean, that's a good thing. You know, we have look, we got some defensive backs, but you can never have enough defensive backs, right? Then we go and we draft Billy Bowman Jr. From my understanding, the planning for him is to, on some occasions, come in the nickel and play that. So, um, I like it. I like the picks. Sorry about that. I like the picks. I love the picks actually. So I believe on the last day we picked up offensive tackle Jack Nelson, and that's just to really if stuff goes wrong with Caleb McGarry, you know, or Jake Matthews, that you got extra backup there. But that was basically it. And you know what? If you'd have told me at the beginning of the draft that the Falcons were going to come away, I'm sorry, with two top 15 draft, I'm sorry, top 15 draft picks that are actually pass rushers, I'd take it. I would take that. How you doing, Travis? Hopefully all is well. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you in here, buddy. Glad to have you in here. Hope all is well. Um. So yeah, as far as that's concerned, I think the Falcons did well. You know, I think the Falcons did well. They drafted for needs. They didn't go and get, you know, they didn't go and get the shiny new toy. They went and drafted for what they needed, and you know, I'm fine with that. That was great. I don't have an issue with any of the moves the Falcons made. I think they were aggressive. I think they did exactly what they needed to do, and I'm fine with it. I don't have an issue with it at all. There are some people who are saying that we did give up too much, but I mean, I think you know where when it comes to the Falcons, there is a narrative that says any move that we make, there's always an issue, there's always a problem. And you know, it's not a whole lot you can do about that. It is what it is. Um, you know, but I mean, whatever, man. You got to do what you got to do, right? Travis says, I'm still wondering about the center and cornerback two positions. Yeah, I think, you know what? I think they signed Travis, an undrafted free agent that was a center. And I know they have a bunch of cornerbacks. Matter of fact, they signed Kobe Bryant, who was I can't believe he went undrafted. Um, but great, great. So I don't have an issue with that as far as and they may still go out and sign a free agent backup center. You never know. I was wondering about backup center. That's a good point. They already have 7, 8 cornerbacks in house, but Kobe Bryant is decent. Falcons low key had some really, really good draft signings. I'm sorry, undrafted free agent signings on Sunday. They drafted Kobe Bryant. They drafted Nick Nash. They drafted another receiver, who's I think, and it wasn't Nick Nash, but I think he broke the. I think he had the most receptions this year or something like that. But they signed some very good undrafted free agents, and they also went and got a backup center. So the Falcons did well. Falcons did well. You know, they did really well, and we're all thinking, "Wow, this is great." Um, This is awesome. Love it. The Falcons had a great draft. This is just great. And then what happens? Well, then yesterday we get the story that Jeff Ulbricht's son decides to prank call Shadur Sanders. What in the Sam Hill, man? So last year we got Kirk Cousins, or Dirk Smudgeons, as John from Out of Your Falcon Mind calls him, screwing up and saying that somebody contacted him before they should have, and costing us a 5th-round draft pick. And now we have Shadur Gate this year, right? So, Falcons, I don't know what's going on with us. Do we just need to reach out to that church and maybe give them some more money, or see what we can do to make this right? Because I'm just saying, man, you know, it's a weird one. You know, it's a weird one. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Um, it just seems to be always something, right? And this does nothing but feed the narrative that the Falcons they can't get out of their own way. Which, again, this has nothing to do with us. This has absolutely nothing to do with the Falcons. This was Jeff Ulbricht's son. This was his son saying, "Oh, you know what? You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go check out Dad's iPad. Oh, they have Shadur Sanders' number. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call Shadur. I'm gonna prank call him. Yeah, and tell him he got drafted. I'm gonna kick him while he's down. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep, that's it. That's what I'm gonna do." And it's, I mean, first off, it's cruel, right? He issued an apology, and look, I hope he is embarrassed. I really do. I hope he is embarrassed, because it's shameful, right? Guy's already suffering. Guy's already going through enough, and what do? You have the stones, the unmitigated gall to make a prank call to this guy while he's down. Jeff Ulbricht, what kind of son are you raising? And again, look, I'm not gonna put this on Jeff, although he should have locked his iPad. But I'm not gonna put this on Jeff. This was his son. It's a bad look. It's in poor taste. It's in poor character, and it shouldn't have happened. And I'm sure the kid is embarrassed. We got ATL Dirty Bird 82. Hello, ATL Dirty Bird 82. How you doing? Hopefully all is well. Travis, I hope you're doing great as well. Yeah. So we're talking Falcons tonight, and the draft picks, and of course the Shadur Sanders debacle, right? Um, but again, it all seems to come back to Atlanta, because now folks, of course, are saying, "Oh, this is bad," and what are the Falcons doing, and blah 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 blah. Honestly, if this were anybody other than Shadur Sanders, it probably wouldn't be a big thing. Shadur Sanders is not the first person to receive a prank call. People do this every year in regards to the draft, because, quite candidly, people are assholes. And people want to kick you when you're down. And it's mainly jealousy, right? Because look at how often is it that, I'm not going to be drafted next week to go play football, right? So people are jealous, you know? And clearly that's all that was, right? This kid's, trying to, get after somebody's goat, and for what? But I think the thing I hate about it is, why did it have to be the Falcons? Because as soon as I saw the story, I was like, just don't let it be us. Just don't let it be us. Oh my God, it's us. Oh, it had to be us, right? Why? So, whatever, man. I do want to get into the Shadur Sanders conspiracy, because I'd like to hear what you guys think. I really would. Um, Shadur Sanders ends up getting picked 5th by the Browns after they selected another quarterback in front of him. I'm confused. Right? Now, if you want to say that Cam Ward is better than Shadur Sanders, okay, fine. But the 5 quarterbacks selected after Cam Ward are not better than Shadur Sanders. You ain't going to sell me that bill of goods. I'm sorry. You're just not. You're just not. Right? So, I guess my question is, why? right? Why does he have to go 5 rounds, right? And here's the thing. People started talking about it. Pat Mahomes, the darling of the NFL, comes out and says, hey guys, you know what? This ain't right. And then miraculously, after Pat says it, Shaduer is drafted in the 5th round by the Browns, who took a quarterback in front of him. Now, there has been a lot of talk about arrogance versus confidence, right? Arrogance versus confidence. And Shaduer may be arrogant. You know, he may be arrogant. But here's my issue with it, right? And to you executives, you know, who go unnamed, right? Who do not have the stones to put your name behind it, shame on you. Because you're cowards, right? So here's my issue. Johnny Manziel got in trouble before he got drafted. You didn't hear about it. You didn't hear about it. You hear anything about it. Johnny Manziel won in the 1st round. Johnny Manziel was in trouble. You didn't hear about it. Baker Mayfield had plenty of issues before he got drafted. You did not hear anything about it. But Shaduer, whose dad is Dion, who Dion has arguably the greatest cornerback to ever live, according to some folks, definitely in the top 5, right? Hall of Famer, 2 Super Bowls. Whatever he said he was going to do, he did it. He is about that talk, and he is about that walk, and he is about that action. And when you are that way, guess what? There are going to be some folks that don't like you, especially if you are of the melanated clan. Melanated, meaning you have melanin in your skin. There are certain traits that America doesn't like. America likes their melanated folks with cream and sugar and humility. And if you got a little bit of poverty to go along with it, all the better. But Shaduer is like his dad. He's confident. He says what he means what he says. But that doesn't mean that he's not a good player. Shaduer was playing in Colorado with no offensive line. No offensive line whatsoever. He's out there getting killed. Getting killed. To those of you who saw Any Given Sunday, there's a scene where Jamie Foxx is pissed off the whole team because he made some comments at a party, and the offensive line is teaching him a lesson. And they're just letting the defense just tee off on him. And he's like, fine, I'll do it myself. That was Shaduer every Saturday. And you know what? He still performed. He did great. You give Shaduer Sanders an offensive line, you see a kid who produces. But my issue is not whether you like him or you don't like him. My issue is the selective dispersal of information. Why is it that we don't hear anything about Johnny Manziel? Why is it that we don't hear anything about Baker Mayfield? Right? Eli Manning. He straight up said, I'm not going to San Diego when he got drafted. I'm not going to the Chargers. I don't know. I'm just not going. Well, what are they going to do, Eli? I don't know, but I'm not going. Okay? Straight up says that. Was he vilified? No. He's decisive. The Mannings have a vision. He's decisive. But Dion is just, they use words like arrogant, entitled, and full of himself. Why is it that in one area, when you do the same thing, over here you're passionate and committed and decisive, and over here you're arrogant and self-entitled, and you shouldn't be that way? It's because the template is a little, shall we say, corrupted when it comes to melanated folk. That's my take. You can believe what you want to believe. I'd love to hear you guys' take. I think some of you guys are commenting. Travis says this was a complete black ball. Johnny and Baker had the complexion. Ah, for protection. Oh, I like that, Travis. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that. ATL Dirty Bird 2 says, Dirty Bird 82 says collusion. 100%. What? You damn right it's collusion. Absolutely. 100%. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think it's sad when we see certain things play out in front of us and they're so obvious, right? I cannot tell you how many discussions, because I don't argue, I have discussions with people who are saying, oh, Shaduer's not this and Shaduer's not that and you blah, 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 blah. The point of the matter is, if you're going to put people's information out there, do it for everybody or do it for nobody. Do it for everybody or do it for nobody, right? If you're going to put people's information out there as far as why certain GMs don't like, then do it to everybody. Or how about you shut the hell up and just keep it about what's on the field, right? Because you can prejudice folks against somebody. You can bias folks against somebody. You can bias an entire fan base against somebody. And what if you're wrong, right? What if you're wrong? And Shadur, wherever you are, brother, hey man, don't let and I know you won't, but don't let what these people say bother you. Don't let the fact that you went fifth round bother you. You get out there and you do what you know how to do. You get out there, you play football, you get better one play at a time, one day at a time. You keep that thing going, and good luck to you, Shadur. Good luck to you. But if you think that is not collusion with Shadur, you got another thing coming. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, that's interesting. So we'll see. More to come on that. Hopefully, the next couple of days, the media will stop talking about it because again, it is a bad look on the Falcons. Um, I don't think that Jeff Ulbrich should be fired. I keep hearing people saying that. I think that's a bit strong. Look, he could have walked away to use the bathroom. He didn't know his son's intentions. He didn't know the nefarious nature of his son where that was concerned. So it's kind of hard to blame him for that, right? I don't think that's necessarily fair. Um, but do I think the kid should endure some sort of penalty? Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, I do. You know, I don't know what that would be. It'd be funny if Shadur sued him. If he could, that'd be funny. That'd be funny, right? That would be funny because then and from my understanding, he didn't just call Shadur; they called a bunch of folks, right? So what if everybody they called got together and did this class action lawsuit and sued? Wouldn't that be something? Then that would be wrong, right? That'd be athletes picking on a poor little defensive coordinator's son. Hey man, hey, for every action there's an opposite reaction, and it might not be what you like. You know what I mean? Your actions have consequences. Grady Baby 64 joined us. What up, Grady Baby 64? How you doing? Hopefully all is well. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. My name is T Wil. I am a member of the 4myatlsports Sports 1 channel on YouTube. Again, the number 4, my ATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be coming to you daily on TikTok with maybe just like a 30-minute blurb, 30-minute show as to what's going on in the world of sports. And yeah, you guys can look forward to. So, to those of you who are joining the show, it is nice to meet you all. Hopefully we can have some fun and keep this thing going. But yeah, I plan on doing this about 5 days a week. So welcome to the show. Today we're talking Falcons and a little bit of Braves. Um, oh wow, thank you, Travis. Appreciate that. So yeah, so Braves. Switch topics a little bit. Braves took 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks. Looks like they're getting back on track. The Braves finally today sent down what's the kid's name? Jared Kelnick. Finally. I mean, the kid's hitting like one. The kid's not even hitting his weight. You know what I mean? So it's about time. This is not a surprise to anybody who watches the Braves. Jared's been pretty much off. Unfortunately. Jarrett has been awful. And look, maybe he'll go down and get himself together, and maybe he'll work it out. Don't know, but either way, Braves sent him down today. They call up the 2021 uh, NLCS MVP Eddie Rosario. I'm sorry, they signed him, and they re-signed Ian Anderson. So go figure. I guess we just can't get rid of some of these guys, right? So Ian Anderson is back with the team. Eddie Rosario's back with the team. I think tonight Verdugo is starting in left, and what's his name? Kids, Eli White's starting in right, and Eli White's been doing great. So tonight the Braves play the Colorado Rockies, who are not great. They've only won 4 games. If I'm being honest, they're terrible. They really are. They're terrible. So the Braves should keyword win at least 2 out of 3 of these games. Now it doesn't always go that way, right? Just because you should win 2 out of 3 doesn't mean that you will. But the Braves should win 2 out of 3. If they sweep them, if Atlanta can sweep the Rockies, Atlanta would be back to 500. They'd be at 15-15, and that would be great considering we started 0-7. So Mets are having a great year thus far. I don't think we played them yet, but if we could get to 500 by, shall we say, I don't know, Wednesday night, that'd be great. That would be most excellent. Come back home and let's get after it. So Braves are, pretty much on the right track. Things are looking up. Schwelly didn't have a great game the other day, which is a little bit of a concern. But again, Schwelly's a sophomore, right? And look at you pitch long enough, guys are going to adjust to you. The league is going to adjust. So now Schwelly has to go back and readjust and work on his pitching sequence. But the kid throws 6 pitches. He's going to be fine. So to those of you worried about Spencer Schwellenbach, don't worry about him. It'll be okay. I believe the Braves are playing now. Game should have started at 8:30. Don't know what the score is. But they're going to be fine. So thank you to everyone who joined. We're going to go ahead and conclude the show. But again, probably be one of these every day, 30 minutes to an hour. Tonight's a short show, number one, because this was the first engagement, guys. So I didn't want to keep it long. And number two, this was the first engagement, and I didn't know how things were going to go. But to everyone who joined, thank you so much. I just appreciate you joining. Look, you could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to spend your time with me. I appreciate that. I thank God for that. I love talking sports. Even more so, love talking sports with you guys. So, hey, 2 things that you could do for me. If you're not already subscribed to 4myatlsports1 on YouTube, please do so right now. You can go to the number 4, my ATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube, and like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends, right? And secondly, come back tomorrow so we can talk some more Braves, some more Falcons, maybe some more Hawks, maybe some more Atlanta United. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll get into it tomorrow. Thanks everybody who joined me. I so appreciate that. I will forever love this moment as this is my maiden voyage on TikTok. I have shows all over YouTube and Facebook and other platforms, but this is my maiden voyage on TikTok. So guys who joined me, thank you. You guys have an amazing day. I appreciate you all, and yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't know what the time will be. I should have a regular schedule by next week. But yeah, just look forward to seeing you, boy, and we'll get into the Braves, Falcons, whatever you guys want to get into. Thanks, everybody, and you guys have an amazing day. Goodbye.